The reason why you're insecure or you keep seeking external validation is because you are outsourcing your worth to other people. You're outsourcing your worth to people who don't even see your value or they pretend to not see your value. They definitely don't appreciate your value. So let's talk about the shifts that helped me to stop chasing external validation and start validating myself. These are the exact mindset shifts that I made that changed not only how I see myself, but how others see me and how I show up online. Let's start with the first one. Define success on your own terms. We're often told and measured and programmed that we have to be on this very specific timeline. Do you remember when you were 5 what you wanted to be when you grew up? Do you remember that? Do you remember if you said that to anyone and what they said to you about it? Most of us are chasing a life that we didn't even choose for ourselves. Society chose for us, our parents chose for us, or that one mentor that we had chose for us. Or it's some version of success that we picked up from social media. If so many of us were real with ourselves, we would realize that we have this timeline, this race, this programming that we're a part of that we didn't even ask to be a part of, yet we're kind of blindly following. In the finish line, we don't even want it. And we wonder why we don't feel happy, we don't have joy, we don't feel content, and we don't have a sense of deep fulfillment. And it's almost like we've become addicted to this cycle of validation and milestones and productivity and progress and hustle culture. If that's the life for you, I love that for you. But if that's not the life for you, I really want you to reflect and make a mindset shift with me. Validation addiction stops when you think about what you truly want, what is in alignment for you, and what's going to make you feel the most fulfilled, not what your mentor, your parents, or society is telling you to do. Stop chasing their version of success and define what success looks like for you, what actually feels aligned for you. If you want to leave the city and go raise a farm and go grow a garden, do that. If you want to climb the corporate ladder or if you want to open up your own business, if you don't want anyone telling you what to do that. Who were you before society told you who you're going to be? I am a retired girl boss. I don't even want to say retired. That sounds weird because I still have a lot of ambitions and hopes and dreams and goals and all of that. It's just the way that I want to achieve them is completely different now. I used to wear burnout as a badge of honor, and the hustle culture led me to believe that my worth was tied to my performance and my productivity, and that is not true. Sure, if I worked for someone, performance reviews, yada, 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 yes, that would be true. But in my world, and what aligns for me and how I want my life to feel and look, it feeling as good as it looks to others, and I don't care what it looks like to others, but I want my life to feel good. And it's not just a facade, I'm not just performing, it's going to feel good. Other than calling myself a girl boss, I love to say booked and busy when I was actually burnt out, stressed out, and really tired of being in the rat race, if you will. Now, what success looks like to me is goals that I've set for myself, my vision board, things that I don't necessarily need to share with anyone. It's my choice if I want to, but I don't have to share with anyone. And it looks like accomplishing those things that are going to make me feel fulfilled and make me truly happy. Doing things that feel good to me, not things that just look good or are good because someone told me at some time in my life that that's what I should do. I really love to live and create a life by design, and that's always been something that's been on my mind to do it, but I was disconnected by the things that I felt like I needed to do. Like I needed to hustle, I needed to be this girl boss, I needed to be successful, I needed to work hard, I needed to. Now my success metrics look more like a calm nervous system, softness, flow, ease, and most importantly, alignment. The people who had the whole work smart, not hard thing, that was probably a woman who said that. I don't know if that's true. I do believe that you can create your life in a way that it aligns for you. And that doesn't mean that you do nothing, but you can redefine success in a way where it's meaningful to you and you don't have to explain that to anyone. Whether you want to live a soft lifestyle, whether you want to climb the corporate ladder or have your own business, success can be defined by you. You get to decide what success looks like to you. And by redefining what success looks like to you, you are not caring about the external validation from the people who are telling you what success should be or what success should look like. Your productivity is not equal to your worth, whether you want a soft life or not. We've been programmed to believe that rest or treats need to be earned and they're not meant to be enjoyed. You don't need to live up to anyone's idea of success, anyone's algorithm, anyone's timeline. You're on your own path. You get to define what success and a good life look like and feel like, more importantly, to you. Stop tying your beauty or worthiness to social media. Your social media posts, your presence online does not equal your worth. And if you care about those vanity metrics, you're going to let those ruin your day or have complete control over you. It's always going to be an uphill battle. Your content's engagement is not a reflection of your worth. It is so easy to spiral when you post a picture and you're feeling yourself and it doesn't do well or doesn't get all those vanity metrics. It's so easy to spiral. You start questioning your ideas, your appearance, your voice, every little thing, you start ripping it apart. When you attach your confidence to likes, story replies, or views, you're giving your power to other people. You're outsourcing validation. And that's when you start editing or filtering yourself and you're not being real, you're not being authentic. Here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. You are not posting for likes, for views. You are not posting to make your situationship jealous. I can assure you he doesn't care. Post for yourself. Create and post content that's in alignment. I saw this quote that said, if external validation is your only source of nourishment, that you are going to be hungry for the rest of your life. Let that sink in. If you are addicted to external validation, you're giving away your power to other people. You're always going to be in this cycle of seeking attention, seeking approval, seeking external validation, and ultimately it's going to lead to low self-esteem, low confidence, and just a terrible overall feeling for your mental health and well-being. And for my content creators, you're not creating and posting your content for approval. Post things that are in alignment, or post something that just made you feel good. You never know who's going to connect with that. But your worthiness is not tied to vanity metrics like story replies, views, and likes. I used to really overanalyze, overthink the analytics, everything when it came to the content that I would create, and think, oh my gosh, this sucks. Nobody wants to hear me talk about this, or nobody cares. Post that picture, post that video for you, no one else. I used to overthink everything that I would post, and if it didn't perform well, it would really affect my mood, my mental health, but it would affect my mood. And I had to have this real conversation with myself that regardless if your post gets 50,000 views or if it gets 2 views, the whole point of you creating, the whole point of you sharing your authentic self, and the whole point of you sharing your lifestyle is to help others and to inspire others, or to just be the person that the person might need at the time. So if the purpose of my content is to uplift, to inspire, and to help others, then it does not matter how it performs, because even if it helps 2 people, if it helps 50,000 people, I'm happy. Stop auditioning or performing for people, especially those who are secretly rooted against you. You know what I'm talking about, whether it's the friend, God forbid, the best friend, or the boyfriend. Not everyone is truly rooting for you and wanting to see you shine and grow into this amazing human being. They're quiet when you're thriving. They're subtly undermining you or criticizing your moves. The family member or best friend or boyfriend that always has a backhanded compliment. And for some reason, those people are the ones that we're trying the hardest to get validation from. We're trying the hardest to impress them or prove to them that we're worthy of them, their love, their like, whatever. And sometimes those people in your life can be very sneaky. Here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. You do not owe that person anything. You do not have to perform. You do not have to prove to them that you're worthy. You have to cut ties with that person, and what they think of you or what they're creating as a narrative of what they think of you is none of your business. Someone who secretly wants to undermine you and wants to be a hater and doesn't want to see you win, what they think of you is none of your business. At some point, you have to realize that their comfort cannot cost you your confidence. There have been moments where I've been on the receiving end of that stick, where it's been a guy that's dating me or a best friend of mine or a friend of mine who, and it took me some time to realize and really figure out what was going on. But once I did realize that, or once I started to feel better in their absence, everything shifted and everything made sense for me. And I realized that I didn't have to be the version of me that kept playing small just to make them feel comfortable or just to make them feel big. And then I could breathe. I felt lighter. I could be my authentic self. I didn't have to worry about who was clapping for me and who wasn't clapping for me. And everything you lose is always going to create space for everything you need. You'll start attracting people that align with you, and they're going to appreciate and love your authenticity. Forgive your past self or your younger self for wanting to be loved in unhealthy ways. It's a basic human desire and need to want affection and acceptance. You want to feel valued, you don't want to feel rejected, and you want to connect with people. We're humans, we're made and meant to connect. Humans are going to seek external validation for different reasons. Sometimes it's because of wanting to feel accepted or loved or important. Other times it's going to be from their past or their childhood or traumas. It is normal to want to connect and to feel important and feel loved and to receive validation. It is normal. The issue is when you're constantly in this cycle of addiction of needing and wanting it to be happy or to feel fulfilled. Here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. I don't want you to just forgive yourself, your younger self, your past self. I want you to give yourself grace. You're not in survivor mode anymore. You're not in this external validation addiction cycle anymore. You can unlearn those not so healthy ways and learn way healthier ways. Looking back at the younger version of myself, the past version of myself that wanted to people please, perform, really wanted to be accepted, and tied her value to her productivity and success, I don't judge her anymore. And I forgive her. And I give her so much grace for not knowing the things that she knows now. And I'm even proud of her for not caring what other people think. The last and final point, validate yourself first. So before you open the app, before you ask your friend that question, before you wonder if that guy likes you, validate yourself first. Take a second and ask yourself, what do I already feel proud of me for today? What do I already know is true about myself today? Because if you go outsourcing your worth and outsourcing your validation from everyone around you instead of giving it to yourself, you're always going to be confused and you'll always find a reason to question it. If you constantly need social media or external validation to tell you how you feel about yourself, they will always control your mood and how you see yourself. But when you check in with yourself first, your self-worth, your self-confidence is not up for debate. And when your confidence is rooted in you, there's nothing that anyone can say or that the algorithm can do to touch that. At the end of the day, the only validation that's going to last is the validation that you give yourself. The more you choose you, the less you'll feel the need to be chosen by others. And I can promise you this, when you stop performing or auditioning for others, you start living in alignment. You don't need their validation, you validate yourself. The more you validate yourself, the more peace that you'll feel, no matter what the outside world says. And you'll build unshakable confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth that people cannot take from you. Let me know which one of these shifts hit the hardest for you and send this to someone who may need the reminder. See you in the next video.